Hello, everybody. Hello. I will let you guys all get here before I start running my liquor some more. Bunny, what's up? How you doing? Let me see here. What was the other one? Oh. And then there was JH. What's up, man? How you doing? What else was there? Oh, nice. I like the exclamation point there too. Awesome. How are you? I got long ass nails. Yeah, I got to cut my nails too. This is getting crazy. We need to do live mani pedis. And then what was the other thing? Oh, and then I'm getting everything ready for today, guys. We got a lot of stuff to do. Oh shit! And I didn't even do broadsides. Hang on. Okay. And then last but not least, okay, I think that's done. Oh, nope, that's not quite done. All right. Oh, up in the beanie today. Yeah, because my hair looked like, oh, actually, now that it's been in a beanie for a little bit, it looks okay. Yeah, I think we could get away from it now. That worked out well. Good stuff. Good stuff. So how's everyone doing? What are you guys doing this weekend? What's been happening? I guess the weekend's kind of over now, but oh, pop. The back is popping. I just did a Anarchy Crew video for those of you in the Anarchy Crew that goes through Jessica's book, When the Grasshopper Whispers, or When a Grasshopper Whispers, but about the packaging and what she does when she sends, and I'm sure she doesn't do this with every single person, but all of the packaging she did on the copy she sent me was fucking brilliant. And so I went through to kind of show how you should do things when you're sending stuff out to the people who purchase your crap. So that was really cool. Lisa, what's up? Are you feeling better, Lisa? Is everything going okay? I read what I've been writing finally and decided it isn't bad at all. Yay. Bunny, up top, right here. Good job. I really shouldn't hit my computer that hard, I think. Oh, that's really awesome. And I can't wait to hear more about that. And Lisa is feeling better. Good. Awesome. I've been hitting my computer really hard on those high five things. And I was doing a video the other day, and I hit it really hard. And for a split second, the screen kind of changed color. So I need to stop right there. Like, that's what I need to be doing. Idiot. This guy right here. All right. So we got like 5 or 6 people here already, and we only have 2 thumbs. So, like, what's wrong? Are we like a weird creature with only Lisa? Can we plan a Zoom writing night this month? You are damn tootin' we can. Yes, that is definitely happening. So we can either I'll do a post and find out what's a good time for everybody. Because what I would like to do is just have a set time where every week Anarchy Crew can get together and do that, and just have like a standing Zoom room that we can do that in. So hopefully that's something we can put together. For real. And I'm going back and forth. I've had some people ask how to start a publishing company. I've been getting some questions about that. And there is someone who started a publishing company here on YouTube not too long ago. And the way they did it, I have a lot of problems with ethically. And it's not that I don't like their idea. I think their idea is a very good idea. But the words used in presenting the idea, I do not think was done in a very ethical way. And so I'm trying to figure out, do I just do some videos just talking about publishing in general and not call anybody out? Do I do some videos talking about that exact thing and not call them out? Or do I do that? Do I do a video like I did that one with that, where I had her video playing and I was like in the bottom commenting on what was going on? Because there was just so much going on in that video that like was just like red flags for me. But it's like I don't want to like give somebody shit for trying to do something, you know? You like the reaction video, even if it's kind of, not that it's mean against them, but like it's just what they're doing. Okay, maybe I should just do it. Just shut up and do it. You can do it in a kind of way. Ooh, God, I so want to. I want to more. And this is going to turn into one of those Steve Donahue things where like I was pissed and like constructive. Here's the thing. Like, I was excited when they reached out to me. I watched the video and got less excited. And then, okay, then I had a dialogue with him about things that he said. And then I got super pissed. And this thing that I'm talking about now happened the exact same way. It was like they reached out, I watched the video, sent an email being very polite about why I wasn't into it. And then they sent an email back that was the most condescending fucking shit I've ever heard in my life. And I fucking lost it. And I still think I handled myself pretty good, but I don't know. Like, motherfuckers are dicks, right? Yeah, Steve brought you to me. Like, we need to go like have a party on Steve's porch. Oh man. Good old Steve. Good old Yeah, I'm not gonna start talking shit again. Dude, that's like an old fucking hat, man. I know. You're like right down the street. Do you ever go to the Garage Poets stuff and like Stone something cafe or readings or whatever? All those folks are like right in that area, like Wooster area, I think. Is that like where you're at? Oh, Poetic Anarchy Volume 3 update. I realized that I fucked something up and it was totally 100% my fault. Did I pronounce that wrong? Is it not Wooster? Okay, let me know. So anyway, so I sent the uh, book to Amazon to get. Yes, no one does. Oh, so I did say it wrong. Okay, so you're gonna have to just like send me a Voxer message so I can figure out how to say it. Anyway, so real quick on that note, I'm going to be the featured poet at the Garage Poets open mic thing on January 20th, and that is online. So make sure you guys are all there for that, and I will be talking more about it as it gets closer. But anyway, I fucked up the table of contents, and I feel like a douchebag. So I thought I had completely fixed the book, whatever. The actual book hasn't even come to me yet. It's on its way. And I was going through the file I have on Scrivener because I was getting ready to put my new book in there. And I looked at the table of contents, and the table of contents is different than the contents in the book because, like a dumbass, I moved people around to make the book like read better, I thought, and I never changed the table of contents. And then so I looked at the page before the table of contents, like the copyright page, and the copyright page was still the fucking copyright page from Poetic Anarchy Volume 2. So I completely fucked that up. And what's my opinion on Andrew Tate? Is Tate Andrew Tate, is that the dude that got into a thing with Greta and then had pizza and then the cops busted him for human trafficking? Um, if that's who you're talking about, yes. Okay. If he was involved in human trafficking, he's a piece of shit. Um, Going off on Greta for the stuff he went off on Greta for was kind of stupid, especially since the EU has much stricter emissions guidelines than we do in America, even. So, like, bragging about your gas guzzling cars really isn't that cool. He seems like a tryhard, like he's got a tiny cock and wants to act all hard and shit. So people think he's got big dick energy. But then again, I don't know the situation. I just know the small clips I've seen. So I don't know anything about him other than the things I just said. So, but apparently he's been doing this for a long time, right? Like being like alleged baller. I don't fucking know. Um, but you know, whatever. I don't give a shit. Motherfuckers do shit. Not a good look. The person you're talking about, that is. Yeah, like everything just kind of collapsed on him all at once, from what it sounds like. Thanks for the question. Yeah, so that's going on. Also, Naked Lunch. I had to change how you spell it on here because the last Naked Lunch video I did, I got it got restricted because I put naked in the title of the video. Fucking algorithms, dude. Are you fucking with me right now? So anyway, if any of you are reading Naked Lunch, let me know in the chat because I'm going to be going over the first couple chapters, just shooting the shit with you guys in here in a minute. So that is going on. And I'm going to be doing inventory in a minute here. I was supposed to do it at the end of the year, and it is now January 8th. So I'm getting on it sooner than I thought, but still a lot later than I thought. Are there people defending that Andrew Tate guy? Like saying like, oh, you guys got him all wrong. He's like super sweet and cool. Oh, people are defending him. You might be one of the people defending him. I don't even know. So there you go. Everything sounds really bad. I don't know how you can like talk your way out of that, but we'll see. Are you planning on making any more collections like Fingering the Mundane? Yes, I was actually, that's what I was moving into working on right now. There are, let me know what you guys think. Like, there's a part of me that wants to do, no, I'm not defending him. Oh, okay, okay. It would be like, okay, I'm like all over the place here. It would be interesting to hear someone try to defend him, but I haven't heard anything like that. But then again, I haven't really been keeping up with it, so it's not keeping me up at night. But I don't know like how yeah, I just don't know how you can do it. I have I think 3. Okay, this year I'm supposed to have some books coming out. I'm supposed to have like big books come out. There's supposed to be a short story collection that I want to put out. There is supposed to be at least one poetry collection, which I'm being really cheeky about the title and the cover and what it is, but it's basically new poems because both, or not both, but Fingering the Mundane was a collection of old chapbooks that were put together that were out of print. And so I wanted to do a book of new stuff that's like big, whatever. So I have that, and it's poems from the last 2 years that basically haven't been published anywhere. Some of them have been in magazines and stuff like that, but not like in a chapbook or anything like that. So I want to do that, but it's very cheeky. And should I just tell you guys what it is? Should I just tell you? I don't know. I'll keep it quiet for now. It's kind of cheeky. But then I'm putting out a poetry craft book, like an on writing book. And if you picked up any of the type hard, type daily, type fast, type drunk, anything like that, those weren't necessarily craft. It was just poems about writing. This book is going to be like if you took the Poetic Anarchy course and had it transcribed into poetry, if that makes any sense. So I'm going to be putting that out later this year. And then there is another book of poetry I want to put out, but I don't know if I'm going to be putting that out or if I'm going to be putting out a collection of chapbooks, because my chapbooks, like a few of them, are going out of print. And if everything goes the way I think it's going, by the end of February, like 6 or 7 of them are going to be gone. So I don't know if I should do like new stuff or do collections of that stuff. So I don't know. Which one are you excited for, Bunny? If you're excited about the Poetic Anarchy course one, this is what it's going to be called. This is so fucking stupid, but I'm trying to get as many keywords on the title as possible. It's going to be called Poetry is Bullshit, a poetic anarchist guide to writing poems. So that should ruffle some feathers, and I'm gonna send it out to like all of the big publications, like Poetry, the New Yorker, the New York Review of Books, the LA Review of Books, and all that shit, and see what sticks. So that'll be kind of funny. But so there's that. So yeah, I have a lot of stuff, and I want to do quarterly Poetic Anarchy volumes for the people in the Anarchy crew and stuff. So there's that. And then as far as like the chapbook distribution thing goes, there's that. The Blood Rag, there's that. And then I'm gonna be doing a long form poetry magazine this year too. And I'm trying to land on a name. And how I think this is going to go is that I'm going to, each issue is going to have like 3 poets and just have a bunch of their work in it. And if there's like illustrations and shit like that, that kind of shit. So those are the plans for this year. Lots of stuff. Because you guys might have heard when we were on the Anarchy Crew live stream the other day, the poems about me looking out this window, there's like 50 plus of those that I have. So I'm like, that needs to just be like a book. Like I can't like serialize it. I mean, I guess I could, but that would take forever putting little chapbooks out for that. But so there's that one, and then there's the one of stuff from the last couple years. It's actually not the last couple years, it's just 2022, like mainly new poems from, oh wait, no, that's not true, there were a couple from 2021 that I wanted to have in there. So yeah, so it's like 2021, 2022. But it's going to, I'll just tell you guys, it's going to be this really pretty, I have the painting that I'm going to use as the background, and it's like this real pretty pastel, just like very gorgeous, typical poetry book at Barnes and Noble looking cover. And then in big cursive, it's going to say poems 2021, 2022. And then at the bottom, it's going to be the title. And it's going to say, winner of Your Mom's Sodomy Prize for Poetry. And then there's going to be a picture of me on the cover, and it's going to be me on the toilet. So reading a book and smoking a cigarette. Because I realized that most poetry prizes only go to people who have MFAs. So if you're not in that world, you're fucked. So I'm just making up my own prize. And that's going to be the title of the book, Winner of Your Mom's Sodomy Prize for Poetry. So good stuff. Oh, Bunny said good stuff. That's funny. Yeah, I feel like, I honestly, this sounds so fucking stupid, but I'm beginning to feel like Dennis the Menace of the fucking poetry world. And that's really silly, but like, it's legit. Like, I honestly feel like every time I do a podcast or every time I'm being interviewed by somebody, like, I feel like I'm in overalls with a slingshot hanging out my back pocket and like a rock in my hand that I'm about to throw through a window, you know? It's fucking ridiculous. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Okay. So anyway, so getting into Na Ked Lunch a little bit. The first few chapters of this book, real quick before we go any further, I highly recommend you read Junkie and Queer and maybe even the how do you say it? Is it Yage or I can't remember how to say it. It's spelled Yage, but it's pronounced, I think it's Yagwe. I don't know. Those letters that he wrote back and forth to Allen Ginsberg. The reason why I bring this up is because Junkie was put together over the course of a few years while he was trying to figure out like what he was doing. Queer is kind of like the sequel to Junkie, but the book, like, I don't know exactly if it was like he couldn't get it published because of how graphic it was or what, but the book didn't end up coming out until the 80s or 90s because of all that shit. And the Yage letters between him and Ginsberg were written during the time he wrote Queer. But when you read Queer along with that, like, you'll notice that he's in the same spot, like, because he was like going through Mexico and Central America and shit during this time. And a lot of the things he's talking about in the book Queer, he's writing to Allen Ginsberg about, asking him what he should do and all this shit. And the whole time this is going on, Allen Ginsberg has parts of what would end up being Na Ked Lunch that he had been sending to him. And he's trying to get him to come to Morocco, where everyone's hanging out at, and go to Paris and shit, to work on the word horde, which would eventually end up becoming Na Ked Lunch. So when you have all of that background, Na Ked Lunch becomes a really, really fun read, more so than it normally is. And the first couple chapters of Na Ked Lunch read very much like Junkie, very much so. And I think it is the third chapter called The Rube, I think is the chapter that I'm thinking of. In that chapter, things start to get weird, where this guy who is a narcotics agent who ends up getting addicted to being around junkies and dealers and shit like that, but is getting too close. The I can't remember who it is, like what they call him in the book. It's not a judge, but like somebody important is trying to get him off the case because he's getting too close and all this stuff. And because of his need for human contact, he assimilates the judge into his body, kind of thing. And that's the first time in this book where Na Ked Lunch gets fucking weird, that somebody can through touch like absorb a person inside of themselves and all this other shit. So then everything starts to kind of pick up. But when you read the first couple chapters, they read exactly like something out of Junkie and something out of Queer. And honestly, I think the situation that's in the first chapter is actually in Junkie, and it's just written a different way in this. So that's really interesting. And then when we get into the fourth chapter, which is Benway, Dr. Benway is a huge character in a lot of Burroughs's books. And the thing I don't love, and this is one thing that I really like about the film adaptation, which is almost nothing like the book. But there is a Dr. Benway in the film adaptation, and I can't remember the actor's name who plays Benway, but the way Benway is in the film, I think, is way better than the way Benway's portrayed in the book, if this makes any sense. In the book, he comes off very, not necessarily gruff, but yes, gruff, I guess is the best way to put it. But in the film, there is like a suaveness to him. Suaveness, there's a word for you. A suaveness to him. And when he's talking about like horrific, like torture and sex acts and drug use and all this other shit, in the film, like it seems like almost classy as he's talking about it, but with this like undercurrent of total fucking danger. Like, this guy seems very nice, and I would like to take him to a bank with me to help me get a loan. But the last thing I would do is leave him with anyone I cared about, kind of thing. Whereas in the book, he just seems like, just like a fucking like psychotic piece of shit. But anyway, so that's all fun and good. But the end, like the second half of this chapter, and like this whole thing is the whole setup to Naked Lunch. Like Inspector Lee is with Benway, and Benway's giving him a tour of this place that was Benway's assignment before going to Inner Zone. Okay. And I can't remember the name of the place off the top of my head. I should be taking better notes and leaving stickies in my book. But anyway, so he's giving him this tour, and Inspector Lee is obviously the what's the word? Oh my god, the avatar of Burroughs in this book, obviously. Okay. And in the film, especially, Lee is the avatar for Burroughs, but in the movie, Burroughs, Inspector Lee is in this movie, in this place, writing a report to the point where the book, if the book ever ended up coming out, wouldn't necessarily be a book of fiction. It would be a report on what Lee experienced at this place, a report that he would be giving to the higher ups. Okay. If that makes any sense to you guys. But the fucking last half of this chapter is fucking horrific. Like every horrific thing you could possibly imagine. If I don't know what I can say and not get like banned from YouTube, but it's like basically all of these people are locked up. Like the whole town is on lockdown, and gets in trouble when they have any arousing thoughts of any kind, or basically thoughts of any kind that aren't put there by the company, kind of thing. And then there's like a power outage or something happens, and everyone's doors open. So now everyone in this town can like just walk freely through the town. And so Benway and Inspector Lee go up to the roof and are looking down to the most insane chaos you have ever imagined. And I was reading this like super late at night, and I was sitting there going, oh my God, I'm going to have nightmares. Like I haven't read a book and thought to myself, I'm going to have nightmares when I go to sleep. Because I was so tired. I'm like, I can't read another chapter, but like, I really don't want this to be the last fucking thing I read, because it is just fucking horrific. Oh my God. And it just goes on and on and on and on of all of these like just insane things. I don't know how else to say it. So anyway, so that's kind of how Naked Lunch is going, and I would be interested to see if any of you guys are reading it with us. But yeah, so that's Naked Lunch. How's it going, guys? Okay. So now, if you guys have any questions about anything, let me know. I'm going to be doing inventory now because that's something fun that makes for good live streaming content. Let's see. What do I start with? I'll start with what I got. Okay, let me see. How many did I start with of that? Okay, I still have 3 of these. So I have 3 more copies of Funeral for a Friend. So there's that. Where can I put these? I can't really stack them anywhere. There's nowhere to put anything. I have 2 copies left of I Can Write Racetrack Poems Too, Fucker. So that's fun. So let me write that down. Racetrack. And now, after I do all this, I'm going to cross-reference it with Etsy. What did I have for this? What does it say here? Where is it? Oh. Okay, so this said I had 10. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have 6 copies of Red Book. And that's this one. It's a very plain cover. What did I have for that? I have 6 copies of Death by Datura, which is this one. I actually like how this cover came out. I didn't think I was going to like it because the flower's a white flower. And I'm like, this is going to look stupid. But I dig the font and the boxes and all the stuff. It came out okay. I was kind of happy with that one. Okay, so I said 6 of those. Okay. Let's see here. How many of this stuff does it say I have? Nope, that is the wrong page. Okay, I have 10 copies of P.O. Box 3054. And what's under this? Oh, shit. Oh, shit. That can't be right. That can't be right. Oh my God, it is right. All right. Well, where's my copy of it? I have 8 copies of One Night left. So, this one I had 48 to start with, and I have 8. So that's kind of shocking. Let me write that down. Where is that on here? This said I had 15. So I need to then check with Etsy and see if like I sold 7 copies or 8 copies in the last couple of months of that one. Okay. Huh. So what else is going on, guys? Let me know. What's some good stuff you're reading? Leave it down there. So that's all of those. As far as these go. Okay. Nope. Yeah. I have 16 copies of Mart left. This guy here. And that was a 50 copy run, right? Yeah, that was a 50. Okay. So that's that one done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 12. Let me see. All right. So that was that. Oh, I can't even reach those right now. Okay. So that, I think I have, okay, I'll have to count those again. So I have 9 copies of 13 Miles Out of Hell, which is this one. And let me see here. So Anxious Anxiety and Panic, I have a shit ton of. So I will count those in a minute. What is that? What is that? Oh. Okay. Oh my god, this is so annoying. How many is that? Okay, so I have 12 of shit pounds. That probably makes sense. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 14. Okay, 14 of coldest beer in the desert. Oh, I didn't write that down. God damn it. What did I say that was? I'll go back and check that in a second. Sure. What else is going on, guys? Oh, here we go. Glad you're selling some books. Yeah. I'm always reading 500 things. You dig Kinky Friedman? I'm reading Armadillo's an Old Lace. How is that? You like that? I need a PayPal so I could buy these. Are you moving off Etsy soon? I wanted to be off Etsy by the beginning of the year and have my own store set up, but that is going to take some more time. I wanted to get moved and everything done before I start fucking with my whole shop thing. So once that's done, then I'll start taking care of that. So I'll be on Etsy for at least another few weeks or a month. I'm reading a book called The Honest Con Woman by Tove Jansson, who also made the stories about the Moomins, if you're familiar. Yeah. I was like, Tove Jansson, who is that? Yeah, no. I know the Moomins, man. That's awesome. That's awesome. Apparently, it's called The True Deceiver in English. That's a horrible title, The True Deceiver. I like it. Kinky's fun. Kinky Friedman, if I recall correctly, I don't know anything about the writer that you're talking about, but that name comes from something. And when Corey Feldman was in Trauma movies, because of SAG and how he was going to get paid and everything like that, he actually acted in those films under the name Kinky Friedman. So I don't know if that's him and he writes books under that name too, but that would be hysterical. But yeah, so that's fine. Okay, and so these are these. What is this? Okay. So I'm gonna have to go through all that. I have a bunch of. I thought it would save space to not put the books together, and it really hasn't changed anything. So, for instance, like I put these like this in with all of the inner parts of the book. And so then I'll put them together. And then when I sell them, I staple them and do the fucking thing, thinking that it was going to make more room. And it has not done that. It's the exact same amount of room, it seems like. So, didn't Kinky also say something that it was always attributed to Bukowski? I don't know. Something about find what you love and let it kill you. Okay, here is the thing about that quote, and I know what you're talking about now. And if that is I thought that came out of a song lyric. So if it was Kinky Friedman who wrote the song, but that quote, I have a T-shirt with this quote on it that says, "Find what you love and let it kill you." And that quote has always been attributed to Bukowski, but it probably wasn't from Bukowski. And the only, as far as I've been able to research this, the closest thing that came to him saying that, it didn't come out exactly like that. It was a little different. But it was in a letter to this woman, like back in the 70s. And the letter, for whatever reason, is one of these letters that most Bukowski historians don't think he actually wrote because of how it was written and how he signed it, because it wasn't like he signs all his other letters, and how the letter was written isn't the way he writes his letters. You can actually like Google that quote, or write that down, find what you love and let it kill you, misquote, and find all sorts of articles about why he probably didn't say that. And so the thing was, as far as I know, and Bunny, if I'm wrong, correct me, but this person, and I thought it was like a musician, had a song with that lyric in it, and it was a friend of his, and so that was like as close as it came to and I don't even think the song lyric is exactly the same. But that might be who like Kinky Friedman, the how the name rings a bell to me. But yeah. Let's see. Nope, nothing in there. Okay. So I got 9 of these. I think. Let me check this. Is that correct? Is that correct? 1, 2. Yep. And then I think I only have um 2. Yeah, I have 2 chicken strips left. Maybe I'll just send those out to the next people who buy anything. I'll just throw that in. And then I have, oh, madness. I only have like 10 of those left. So I need to go fix that too. Um, yep. So that, okay. So yeah, there's 2 of those, 10 of those. And then the next book, I'm only going to have 26 of because that's how many pieces of cardstock I have for it. So that's what that's going to be. Oh, and then I have 20. Oh, I had it written down. I have 20 something of these left. I'm trying to count from across the room. I can't see it. Yeah, so if you wanted this, that's how many of those I have left. Oh, but what I was going to ask you guys, like when when you were asking if I'm going to do another thing like Fingering the Mundane, did you mean, am I going to do another crowdfunding thing, or did you mean just like a book? Because that's something I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do. I like doing the crowdfunding thing because for a couple different reasons, but one, because it makes when the book come out feel like an event, and I can add extra shit to it, and like doing like the audio book and all that other stuff, it seems really like fun and big to do something like that. And then plus like everyone gets the stuff, and I haven't done it yet to where I hit when I wanted to hit everything. I came pretty close with Fingering the Mundane, but like I want to be able to like have cool add-on tiers, like if we hit this goal, you know, we'll do this and all that kind of shit. Like that's really exciting and fun to do. But I don't know. I don't want to like burn people out of the whole crowdfunding thing. And I've been hearing a lot of kind of horror stories from people like trying to do crowdfunding stuff. But it like a lot of the crowdfunding stuff I'm seeing, like there's not really as many like cool extra things that you're adding to it. Because like if you can't make something stand out compared to how, I don't know, like you could just get like print on demand books. Like if there's nothing that makes it extra, then like, what's the point? So there was a part of me that was like, so if I do a crowdfunding version of it, should I make like that book like 200 pages, and then when the book comes out, like for everybody else, like it's only 150 pages or something like that, like something that would make a crowdfunded version of that book like extra special, you know? So or maybe I should just do the crowdfunded stuff. Like here, let me ask you guys this question. Would you like a crowdfunded book to be a collection of out of print chapbooks like Fingering the Mundane was? Or would you rather it be all new stuff that's never been out before? Like, what would be more important to you? I already think the new one is going to be more important, but I don't know. What do you guys think? You want the new? Yeah. Okay. Then maybe I'll do it. Maybe I'll do it. I just got to figure it out because, like as far as crowdfunding goes, maybe I should do some videos on how to crowdfund because I am really bad at it. So maybe I'll learn something if I do more research. But then if I missed any chapbooks, that would be a great thing. Yeah. I don't know. Because like when I first did this book, like this is only 100 pages. When I first did this book, I was hoping that it would be like 250 pages. And I had the material to make it that big. But I didn't hit the goal that I wanted to hit. So then I had to um like gut what the original book was going to be in order to fit that. And then when I did Fingering the Mundane, where is that one at? Oh, everything's falling. Everything's falling. So when I did this guy, I wanted to do a big book like I have here. Okay. But I wanted to make sure that I was able to do this big of a book. So whereas this one, I got like 125 copies made or whatever. This one, because it was so big, I only got 50 copies made. So the first run of that book only had 50 copies of it. And between the crowdfunding campaign and then the ones I sold right after like the book came out, like they were gone. And that was cool. That was a great feeling to go, oh, I sold my book out, you know? But I don't know. Like I wish I would have had more of them, but now you could get that print on demand on Amazon. So that's like the second edition of the book. But the second edition of that book isn't different really. The cover is a little bit different, but other than that, it's not different at all. But if I were to do something like that again, I would want the first edition to have something extra to what would end up coming out for everybody. Because if you're going to go through the rigmarole of fucking supporting me and helping me out and shit like that, like you should get something extra. Like there should be more than just like the audiobook and the bookmark and stickers. Like I think I'm going to go hard on stickers, and I think I want to do more things like t-shirts and shit like that. I don't know, stuff that I would dig, you know, like things like that. Oh yeah, that's what I was going to look at. So originally when I started putting the chapbooks out, I thought that they would sell in the manner of which they came out, you know, like I thought these ones over here would sell faster than these or sell at the same speed. And what ended up happening was depending on what the theme of the chapbook was, some of those themes sold really quickly, whereas others didn't. So, like Mart, I thought was going to sell very well. And when it first came out, it did. And I don't know if you guys remember the story about that, but I had a printing fuck up. So, like, I sold like 12 or 15 copies, like right off the bat. And then I took it down because the rest of the print run was shit. And so I reprinted all the shit. And by the time I put it back up, I had already put up like 2 more chapbooks. And so, like, I don't know if that's why kind of no one gave a shit about that book anymore. But Pharma Phoenix Rises had the same run, and that one sold out. I mean, it didn't sell out until a few months ago, but it was like for every like 5 or 6 copies of Pharma Phoenix I only sold like one of Mart, if that makes sense. And then because of how my print stock was going and my card stock was, I would buy packs of stuff and I go, okay, so I have 50 of this one. That's why one night there's only 48, because 2 of the copies got fucked up. Like when I was printing them, like the cardstock bit got fucked up and I didn't have another lime green piece of cardstock to make it go up to 50. So as that kept happening and things of that nature, I started having less and less cardstock. So some of them, like some of the runs are really small and some of the runs weren't. But this next run for Off the Grid is going to be 26 copies. And I think that is going to be the last time I make a small run of anything. And I think from now on, the print runs are going to be 100. And once I start pushing those out at a good pace, I'll move the print runs up more and more until you guys see what I'm saying. But a lot of the ones that, let me see, because I always thought that Pharma Phoenix Rises, Mart, One Night, and 13 Miles South of Hell would end up being a collection. But then I realized that some of those sold a lot faster than others. So I don't think that's going to work. So then I was trying to think, like, do I keep them out of print until like I have enough to have like a themed book? Because if I take all of my chapbooks that are like about the desert and that period, that would be like Pharma Phoenix, Death by Datura, the new one, Off the Grid, and Mart could fall under there, but it doesn't have to, but it could. Coldest Beer in the Desert could fall under there, but it doesn't have to. PO Box 3054 could fall under there, and Last Chance for Gas could fall under there. You know what I'm saying? But then I was thinking maybe the ones about actual shops could be their own book, and just the ones about the desert and the homestead and the whole thing could be their own collection. So it's just like I'm fucking thinking all this shit and not getting anywhere. But yeah, so the February book is going to have a much larger run than all of the ones previous, and I'm upping my print game a little bit. Like I'm gonna try to do some like what do you call it? It's not silk, but like I'm gonna have end papers in my chapbooks too. So that'll be kind of fun. And I'm gonna try to get better staple quality. I sound like an idiot. But yeah, I'm trying to like make them cooler. Okay, so we're back to thinking that the crowdfunding thing could be cool. Let me try to put this together in my head. I love the chapbook so much, but sometimes I wish I could get poems off Amazon. Like in an ebook thing? Is that what you mean? Because like the only thing with ebooks on Amazon is that the way ebooks are structured is that the text moves. Like you can't just like put like a solid text thing because the way Kindles are, like they're supposed to move. So like depending on how you hold your thing, like I don't know, like it just like it never comes out looking the way I want it to look. The end of everything I have is an ebook. Maybe I should do more ebooks. Or maybe just put certain ones out as ebooks. Or maybe put out, because after I ran out of the books that became Fingering the Mundane, so like All My Friends Are Dead, Exhausted Bird, Acid, and Ingrown Air, once those were out of print, I put them up as ebooks on Amazon for a little bit, and hated the look of them and hated how they read. It changed my line breaks and everything depending on what device. Like if I was reading it on my phone, the line breaks would be different than if I was reading it on my tablet. And that just like irritated the fuck out of me. So I don't know. Do you guys know if there's a way to make that not happen? Or are you talking about just PDFs? Like, would you like, because I could probably do that, like um, sell digital versions on my Etsy shop? Like, is that something that you would be interested in? Because I could do like limited runs. I would feel okay with that. Like doing like for the next 30 days, this PDF version of this chapbook will be available for $1 or something on my Etsy shop. Like, I don't know. Like, is that a thing? I know nothing. Okay. If you distribute them as PDFs instead of ebooks, the formatting won't change and they will still be readable by e-readers. So I don't have a Kindle. So can you read PDFs on Kindle? Because then the only thing is I just want to be able to sell them on Amazon. And that's not the end of the world. I want to get off of Amazon anyway. I'm tired of feeding off that teat. Oh my God. Oh, I thought that dude was carrying a monkey on his shoulder, but it was like a piece of a motor or something. He just threw it in his truck, and I'm like, oh my God, he's throwing a monkey in his truck. But it made a big noise, so that couldn't have been a monkey. Okay, this is all really interesting shit. Maybe I should do this. Maybe I should do this. I just plugged my e-reader into my PC and put files in it like an old school MP3 player. See, that's what I used to do, like with like my iPad. I don't know if Kindles work the same because like I think now you can upload PDFs onto Amazon, because before you had to upload .mobi files. That was the only like file they accepted for ebooks. And then after a while, you were able to put up EPUBs as well as Mobi files. And Mobi is Amazon's own file. What do you call that? Proprietary, whatever. And then I think I remember seeing a thing saying that you could upload PDFs, but then they will change your PDF into a Mobi. And when you change that into a Mobi file, that's when the text could move all over. I think you could read a PDF on a Kindle. Okay, so you could read it on a Kindle, you just can't buy it as a PDF on Amazon. Okay. Huh. Well, shit, if that's the case, then like I could change a lot of the stuff I'm doing. Do I want to change the stuff I'm doing? Tell me about it. Like they're awful. Like when Mobi files started, and this is so fucking stupid, but this is like old school like ebook Kindle Gold Rush shit. But when you were making an ebook, you had to write a file with your book in it, with the text in it, but with HTML coding in the actual document. And that is how you made your ebook. So it was basically like you were making a website. Like every ebook you were going to put out, you were basically building a website in a Word document. And then you would take that Word document and put it into Kindle Previewer, and it would make that, if you did all of the stuff correctly and all your coding was correct, would make a .mobi file. But if any of your HTML was broken, your book, you would open your book up and it would just be like gibberish, like not even stuff you put in there. It would be like $signs and zeros and all sorts of other crap. It was a fucking nightmare trying to put books out. That sounds like I would lose patches of hair. Yeah. And the first season of Black Star Canyon, and this is like when I was like putting ebooks out weekly, like on a schedule. The first season of Black Star Canyon was like that. And then finally, Scrivener came out, and Scrivener you could make Mobi files in Scrivener, and that kind of saved my ass. Actually, when Scrivener first came out, you could only make an EPUB, but then the EPUB you could put into Kindle Previewer and make a Mobi file. But then eventually they ended up to where you could make Mobi files in Scrivener, so it was okay. So by the time the second season or third season of Black Star Canyon came around, it was a lot easier. But in the beginning, dude, fuck me, dude. It was brutal. But I will say I had a pretty decent side business coding other people's ebooks back then. And then once it became really easy to make a EPUB, like that whole industry just fucking dried up. BSC hype, my favorite. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Brian at Bookish just read the first Black Star book, and in his weekly hodgepodge did a little review of it, and I was like shocked. I was just like watching his channel, and then all of a sudden, like Black Star Murders up there, and he's like talking about it, and I was like, oh. So that was pretty cool. Oh yeah, and this is 10 years, the 10-year anniversary. This Christmas coming up will be 10 years since Black Star came out. Oh my god. That's nuts. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Oh man. All right, guys. I'm out of coffee. So we got to wrap this up now. But hopefully Oh, that's so cool. Everyone should read it. Thank you. Um, the stuff we talked about crowdfunding and stuff and ebooks, you guys blew my mind. I feel like I'm going to be changing a lot of stuff now. Like, I have a lot of good ideas. You guys are the spark of inspiration. So thank you for that. And hopefully some of you guys are reading Naked Lunch. If you are, send me an email or comment on this after it goes up saying that you're reading it. For those of you who don't know, there are a couple versions of audiobook versions of Naked Lunch on YouTube. One of them is longer than the other that I saw up there, but both of them are abridged versions. So you'll get the nitty gritty of it, but you are going to be missing some stuff. So there is that. But let me know how you like that. And other than that, I guess I will just talk to you guys later. Okay. So you guys have a good rest of your weekend, and I will see you soon.